Hey TAPS participants, Michael Morris here, Regional Vice President from FarmFlight. It has been another successful year for both the TAPS program and FarmFlight. Today I want to review just one of the fields for the TAPS program that you can see yourself by logging into the FarmFlight platform, and the login information is on the web page for the TAPS program. So this is going to be the login page. Here we enter in the email and the password. Click sign in, and again, this is public information on the UNL TAPS website, so make sure you visit that, log in, and you can view analysis that we have done, all the flights, so on and so forth. So this is going to be our dashboard. Here you can see the farm name. The UNL TAPS, in our case, is going to be considered the dealer or distributor that the farmer is under. We have 4 total fields for this farm, and then that farm has 27.55 acres. So we have 4 fields. Only 3 are listed here. Just click the little arrow button and you can get to the last field. So today we're going to look at the pivot corn field. Specifically, we're going to look at the crowdsourcing plot. Now this is very exciting. This is something new the TAPS program has done this year. They've done a really good job with it. And if you're not familiar with it, there's a lot of information on the TAPS social media and also the website about it. But it's been very fun to see all the different suggestions and ideas and polls thrown out on social media and what everyone thinks should be done. And you know what? To date, you guys have done a really good job who's participating in this crowdsourcing plot, and it looks really, really good. So this is back on June the 16th. There's our flight date right there. Got a couple pieces of text sitting in the field there. That's kind of cool to see. So this is 3cm resolution. We can see we've got a pretty good stand. We'll zoom in here a little bit more. We've got a couple of gaps. Nothing really too concerning though. We'll look at our red edge, and this is a calibrated crop vigor. You can see we've got a little bit more biomass over here towards the western side, a little bit less on the eastern side. Something maybe to watch as we move forward. Nothing too concerning though. And we'll go to the NDVI here, and again, really small plants, doesn't get a lot, but you can see these bigger plants on the western side versus the eastern side, carrying a little bit more biomass there. Something kind of interesting. So let's move forward a couple of flights here. This is July the 1st, and look how we have changed. Look at this. So this is very exciting. So this is actually 1 centimeter resolution, and to give you an idea on where, am I in the wrong plot? I'm in the wrong plot. There we go. So this kind of gives you an idea on the resolution. So this is going to be our weather sensor. There's our little solar panel. We still got, you know, the irrigation stuff out there in the field. But look at these plants, how they've changed since just the last flight. We've really filled in. We're nearing that V4 stage about this time frame, I do believe. You know, still got the gaps, but we're canopying over. We're starting to anyway, pretty good. Things are looking really, really well. This eastern side has really started to grow and catch up to the west side there a little bit more. Look at the very layer. Now, keep in mind, the very layer is a non-calibrated crop health index like the NDVI or the red edge that we looked at in the prior flight. So this is going just off the greenness of the crop that it saw on that orthomosaic or the RGB layer. So again, you can see this west side's still rocking it out. A little bit harder than the east side over here, but still doing a really good job. So let's move forward here. Too far. Let's go to July the 25th. So this is actually pretty interesting. We've got the pivot across the plot here, but look how we have canopied over. Very nice. We've obviously got our tassel shooting out. No problems there. We've got pretty good coverage over here. But we've you know, this crop was ahead the whole time. And so this side's a little bit more advanced than the east side. And you can see that on here. We've already started to dry down just a little bit more, maybe not dry down, but we've advanced a little bit more, one stage ahead probably than the east side, which is rather interesting. And you can see we've got still a few gaps in here, but nothing too concerning. What is really good sign though is the thermal. Now, obviously we've got the pivot still in here, but what's really good is we don't see any streaking in here where we have a problem with the sprinkler or the pivot, depending on the irrigation system, which here is a pivot. So we want to see this nice and even color. Now the pivot is, I believe, moving from south to north, and we can see that by the southern part of this plot being a little bit cooler than the north side of the plot, and that's okay. That's to be expected. So the last flight was actually yesterday, August the 12th. So we have a really fast turnaround on our imagery. Very nice for making those timely decisions. So here is the plot right here. And you can see this west side is still a little bit more advanced, about one stage ahead, probably guessing by the imagery, than the east side. Very interesting to me how this is working out. And you can see we've got pretty good crop canopy here, but you can still see this west side is a little bit further advanced. There's our weather station still. Looks pretty good overall. We'll bounce to our thermal layer. Here's obviously our pivot breaks. Got a little bit of heat signature showing up in here. Nothing really concerning other than these cooler pockets right here, signified by the purple. And if you look, we've got a little bit more canopy in here as well. If we go to red edge, you can see that west side is still a little bit further advanced than the east side. So kind of interesting decision making could play into that. We'll go to the NDVI and see basically the exact same thing. This little spot is where the weather station is, I do believe. So that's okay. But it's interesting to me, again, how this west side just does not have the crop figure. It looks to be about one stage ahead versus the east side. So if you guys have any questions, obviously your contact information will be up on the screen momentarily. If you would like to download any of this data into your agronomic software, you can do so by simply clicking the download data imagery link, select which layer or layers you would like to download, and then just simply click download. So that'll come in as a GeoTIFF. Feel free, like I said, there's 4 other fields, or there are 4 fields total for the TAPS program. So lots of information here. Some analysis have been done as well you guys can play around with. If you have any questions, here's our contact information. Again, my name is Michael Morris. I'm the Regional Vice President. Joel is our Regional Account Manager for Nebraska. His contact information is here on the screen as well. Feel free to reach out to us at any time for questions, comments, concerns that you may have, or if you'd like to move forward with us for next year. Appreciate everyone's time. We look forward to seeing you again next year.